when I whining. It's not me who whining, it's the rhythm totally in control. When I drifting, it's not me who drifting. You could blame it all on the alcohol.
This is the mother plant from which all of the cuttings came. They all came from this.
Aurélie, what are you doing?
I'm performing a stem cutting of a hardwood Ficus allia tree.
Okay, show us.
Okay, so you have to cut just below the node, and it's going to be slanted along with the node. So we're trying to get 60 centimeters, so I'll cut here. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Yay! Oh! Yes! There you go.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Okay, we're gonna start with traditional air layering. So we're gonna cut all around the bark in a distance of about 1 to 2 centimeters. And then we'll take off the bark. Our second air layering method is scratching. So we just take this thing and we scratch. Done. The third method is the peeling method. So we take our peeler and we peel one piece on one side and one piece on the other side. And done. Our last air layering method is the flap method. So we cut a flap into the bark so you can lift it up, and we put some peat moss right under it so it doesn't close.
So for all the air layerings, rooting hormone has been applied directly to the wounded bark with this brush. And after we wrap the bark with aluminum foil with peat moss in it, with damp peat moss in it, and then we leave it for 4 weeks minimum for the plant to start rooting. So one of the banding techniques we did was using Velcro. So we took a piece of Velcro, we opened it, we added rooting hormone to it, and then we squished it onto the branch so that it would make holes through it, and we left it there. Duct tape. So what we would do is just scratch a section of the bark like that, and then we would take a piece of tape, wrap it tightly around so that no water can get in, and then we'll leave it on the mother plant. Okay, so we have two banding techniques, one with duct tape and one with Velcro, and then in each technique we have two groups, one that's control and one that has rooting hormone directly applied to it. And then we leave it on the mother plant for either 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. We cut them and then plant them as stem cuttings to see how the rooting is.
This is one of our big cuttings, and we're putting growth hormone number 2 on it, so you flip it. Okay, we are planting our cuttings now. This is a medium-sized cutting, and I'm just taking it and shooting it there.
Did that one have rooting hormone on it?
No.
Wow. Whoa. So, what do you think for the first one?
Pretty good. That's a 3. Second one, not so good. These are the medium-sized ones. These are large. No roots.
Okay, so 5 have not rooted, 2, we have a rating of 2, and 3 have a rating of 1.
Because I drink too much alcohol. Well, this kind of feeling, it don't happen every day. It's a special time of year. Like when the sun is hot and the truck rolling steady. That's when masqueraders ready to hold on to somebody.
So this is a mixture of soil and compost we use for potting the plants. So this is not a mixture we have made ourselves.
So at this point it has been 3 weeks since we planted those. Those are the plants the stem cuttings that we use for the comparative study of the soil.
So these were the one in the perlite mix, which is our mix. And you can see that they've rooted a lot, the ones that I have rooted. If we take away the soil, the roots are really long. And these are the ones that have been growing in the sun, which is their usual mixture. They still have rooted a bit, you can tell.
But it's not as big.
And we have to consider that it only has been 3 weeks since we planted them, and normally we keep them about 4 to 6 weeks. And right now what we're doing is we're transplanting them, potting them. And we're potting them in just their normal mixture of soil, which is a bit dry. But we're going to wet it and put it in the hardening section of the MCC.
Don't blame me, it's nothing. It's the rhythm in the waves that got me whining. So it's the vibes in the place that have me jamming. So it's the rhythm in the waves that got me whining. So it's the vibes in the place, and that's why everyone needs to break our knees, to jam on their knees, to play a mass in the carnival needs. I break our knees, to jam on their knees, to play a mass.
So this is our garden that we've been planting for the whole summer. These are the plants that we potted. They're growing here before they can be sold, so we're waiting for them to be more bushy and healthy and nice looking so we can sell them. I think about more than 200. More than 200. Yeah. Hoping they're going to grow well. This, Orly? What is this amazing thing I see?
These are our plants from the beginning of the summer when we did our first transplant, and they're looking really healthy and pretty, which is good, and hopefully the NCC will sell them soon. They got a lot more leaves on them, the stem is harder. It looks great. Yay! Our project was a success!
So this is the section at the NCC where we put the plants that are ready to be sold. So we can see that there's a big selection and buyers can come themselves and just go around and look to find the plants they're looking for. So we have different types of plants. Hopefully our Ficus allia will be here at the end and look good and be sold to happy buyers.
Falling down, down, down. It's not me who falling, it's because I drink too much alcohol. Well, this kind of feeling.